Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today we're going to be going over my first trading day of January. We made around $364, nothing crazy. Just wanted to take light size today and just secure a green day, and I stopped trading really early today. Really wasn't looking to add too much size today, just wanted to test the water, see how it was gonna go. It being the first day of January, I didn't want to oversize, I didn't want to mess around too much, and start the year off with a big red day. So I want to break down my journal and exactly what my trades were, the setups I saw in those trades, and then go from there. So for example, we're gonna go over my first loss, and I'm gonna journal the rest in front of you guys so you guys know exactly what I look for. So for this one right here was when I lost $240, aka 25% on Apple, and you could see my risk to reward was here. I had around a 70-cent stop loss, and I was looking to take profit at 1.4. My entry was around 0.93, and you're gonna see I exited around $240. I planned for a $230 loss, and yeah, I followed my plan. I got stopped according to my levels and my zones, and I'm gonna break down the trade for you guys. So this trade here, you're gonna see it was a morning breakout. We broke out of this demand and retested, and that retest was supposed to be my entry. And the reason I entered was due to FOMO. I chased the play once I started to see the market start to slip. I chased it, rookie mistake, but I'm glad I was light sized today because this could have been 2.4K loss. Really bad play on my part. I'm gonna give this a 2.5 stars out of 5. The main reason I'm doing that is because we did stick to the plan. It would have been a 0 out of 10 if we planned a loss and we didn't follow the plan. And I'm happy I followed the plan, even though it would have paid off really big. I stuck to my plan. I stuck to what I said I was gonna do, and that is all you can do. So going into the next few trades, before we do that, I want to go over this. We had this demand. It's not going to show up on TradeZella here because it's on TOS, and I have after hours off. So but this was around where I had a level around 130.20 is where I had a small zone set. And if we go into the 1 minute, you're going to see this is the 9:30 open, and this is after the first 5-minute candle close. And if you guys know me, I always preach that I only trade off the 15-minute. Today I hopped onto the 5-minute and got told exactly why I don't stay on the 5-minute often for my trades. This is exactly why. I get FOMO, and we rejected the zone. We broke under, rejected multiple times, had this nice inverse hammer. We broke under, and I thought we would continue through, and obviously we didn't, and my stop at high of day here. So once we broke over to high of day, I stopped out. You could see immediately after we saw this insane flush, and we did hit our price target, which was the demand zone under. But the main thing we have to look at it from this trade, the main thing I can learn from it is, hey, stick to your rules, right? And I wrote it down here. 5-minute rejection off key level, tried to add on a retest but got stopped out on impulse move before news. We had news at 9:45, and 10 minutes before news I'm trading, so I need to take news time into consideration before trading, understanding that leading up to news we're going to see large volatility, and that's exactly what happened, and that's what really messed with me today. And I didn't play off the 15-minute. I used the 5-minute due to FOMO, and that was a very bad mistake because today could have been a nice $500 day, but instead we're sitting here with a humble 390. Still very blessed and highly favored, that we're able to sit here, click a few buttons, and make $300. I'm super blessed, but up to my performance levels, it's not about money anymore. It's more so I just proving to myself as a trader. So that was a loss we took today, but the number one thing we can learn from this is, hey, I followed my rules, I stayed true to what I said I was gonna do, and I stopped out when I had my stop planned. A lot of people, they'll set out a stop loss and not even follow it, and that is why people blow accounts, they lose a lot of money. This is the number one thing that I did, and that helped me from taking a big loss today. I followed my stop loss. So moving on to the next trade, we took Apple puts. Now this is that 128 zone that we had previously. You're not going to be able to see it here. TradeZella's messing up on here, but on TOS you're going to be able to see it. This level I had marked, we closed a 15-minute candle under, right? We closed a 15-minute candle. Now notice from the first trade I was using the 5-minute, my winning trade I was using the 15-minute candle. We closed under this level, right? And once we did that, I waited to see a possible move up and reject under this level, right? So if we go here, the 15-minute candle closed right here, and once we took under that low is when I added my position. And notice my size here, 5 contracts. Why did I only have 5 contracts? It's because I just took a loss. I know that if I take another loss, first of all, my P&L is going to be decently red. And another thing is, I'm going to go into tilt mode. And I know this because I've traded for a long time. I know how I trade, and that's exactly what I would have done. So just being wary of that, I took half the size I normally would, because this really technically was chasing. Even, you know, we dropped $2, we dropped 3 more after. In hindsight, you know, it's not chasing, but then it was. Once I had the setup, I took 5 contracts just to get emotions out of the way, just to be very, very safe. And, you know, ended up working out. We closed around for 25%. And so with this trade here, my stop loss would have been a move over 128.20, which would have been contracts probably under 0.9, right? So I had a 0.9 stop. Let me actually go into the 1 minute here so it's easier to see. And we added around 0.98. I think it was a 0.97 fill. So 0.98, and then I was targeting highs on these contracts. You can't see it here. I was targeting these highs, which was around 110. All right, so you guys are gonna see my stop loss on this was around 0.9. We could go onto the options execution chart here. Added around 0.97. My stop was around 0.9, and you could see I was looking to aim for 110. I wasn't looking to make the most. I had around a 1.8 R, which isn't the best, but we ended up realizing a 3.4 R trade. Now the setup we had here was a demand breakout. The mistakes that I had, I wouldn't say it was not in my plan. All right, I wasn't planning on taking the 128 break. I was planning on taking the 130 rejection, which I got stopped out on, and then taking profits here. So realistically, this was not in my plan. Even though it worked out, it's important to note these small mistakes, because eventually you don't want to skip over your mistakes. Even though I profited and, you know, it worked out well and I followed, you know, strict RR, you always want to write down your mistakes and really reflect on them, just in case in the future you do make those mistakes, you can learn from them. So that is why I'm putting not in plan here. The setup was the demand breakout, and you can see once we had that 15-minute candle close, added on the break of the previous 15-minute candle, we continued down, secured profit around 126. So we realized a really nice R multiple, and the reason I was able to hold for longer is because I had smaller size, right? So you guys are going to see here, smaller size led me to hold longer, realized around 3.4 R instead of 1.8 because I was emotionless and I had smaller size. Note to self, even though play worked out, make sure to journal that it wasn't in my plan to avoid future mistakes. Green or red, a mistake is a mistake. So that was my small win of the day that we chopped back some of our losses with. Now here was the main winner of the day. We caught around 36% on SPY puts. Added around 10 contracts, stayed light again, realized around $495, playing the 2.16 R play, realized around 2.55. So the setup here was it wasn't a demand breakout, it was a level breakout. And I know supply and demand, I know I preached that to you guys, but we had a small breakout here. This level that I had, we broke under, right? We broke under. And you're gonna see we closed a 15-minute candle, we retested it and started to reject, and what I did is I moved on to the smaller time frame to find an entry. On the 15-minute, I got my confirmation for a play, and I ended up retesting, and I added my short on this new candle forming, and I had my stop above the previous candle's high. Very, very tight stop. I added around 1.34, stop around 1.15, and I looked to take profit around 1.75. It was a demand breakout, a level breakout, and I was looking to take profit into this demand. So if we move on to the 1 minute chart here, you're gonna see how close our risk to reward was. It was a very tight, you know, play, but I knew with 0 DTE moving, we would be able to take nice profits. So you'll see here, once we started to bounce, I took a chunk of my play off. I took off around half of my position. And then over here, you'll see when we started to go under this level, I took the rest off because that was it. That's what I planned for. I should have held a runner, I know, but I decided to take my profit there and go from there. So this play, I'm gonna give it a 4 stars out of 5, just because we could have held it for a little bit longer. But the number one takeaways from this trade for me were that I followed my risk to reward. I perfectly executed with proper trims and runners. Could have held longer, but left 2 contract, and I could have held longer, could have left 2 contracts to run with a stop at 1.7, which was my first trim level, and which we actually trimmed at. We trimmed at 1.72, right under our planned take profit, and then we sold the rest at 195. So overall, this was a very, very beautiful trade, very tight stop and nice profit. SPI or SPY 0DT was really nice today, 40% locked in, ending the day up $364. So overall, I don't want to make this video too long, but overall, what did you guys learn from this video? I want you guys to comment it down below, and I want to know, what did you guys, how are you guys going to implement what you learned into your trading? If you guys like these little daily recap videos, I could do them every day. So just leave a comment, drop a like, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.